If you're going on a cruise, in particular in a warm weather climate, there's a good chance that you're going to have to deal with something annoying, and that is chair hogs. However, there are several tactics and ways that you can outsmart and beat chair hogs on a cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, one of the things that can be annoying, especially on mainstream cruise lines, is people reserving chairs, in particular by the pool. Now, often we refer to them as chair hogs. These are people that wake up usually very early, sometimes as early as when the sun comes up. They lay their towels down. They may reserve chairs for hours, even if they aren't using them. Now, to be fair, people do this at resorts and hotels, but nonetheless, it is annoying. That said, this is not going to be a complaint video. In this video, I'm going to share more than 10 ways that you can beat and outsmart chair hogs on your next cruise. And there are a couple of tactics that I have used that I have not seen mentioned before. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's get started. Number one, wake up early. Now, if you really want to get one of the chairs that is located closest to the main pools, then what you'll want to do is you'll want to be at the pool as early as possible. Now, while I have seen some people put towels on chairs as early as sunrise, I don't think that that is necessary. But definitely if you can go out in the morning time, even around 8 a.m. or so, maybe have a walk around the jogging track, sit down, have your coffee, maybe even bring your breakfast out to eat there, then that is something that you could do. And then you're definitely going to secure a lounge chair that is in a prime location. Number two, afternoon benefits. Now, if you're not somebody who really wants to wake up early, there is an alternative time that is often disregarded. Now, this is the afternoon. Oftentimes around 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, people start to actually leave the pool areas. And this is a really good time, in particular if you want to get some chairs that are closer to the pool to be able to snag them. Now, not only can you find a well-located chair at this time, but there are other benefits. The pool is going to start clearing out typically around 3 p.m. or so you're going to find that the pool is actually less crowded. Talk to a pool attendant. Now, the rule on most cruise lines is that people cannot reserve chairs without being sitting in them for an extended period of time. Now, on some cruise lines, many in fact, after about 40 minutes, they'll even put a little paper on the chair, kind of saying that they've noticed that nobody has been on that chair, and that if that continues, they will check back and they'll remove the items from that chair. Now, it doesn't always happen, but if you see this and you've noticed that a chair hasn't been occupied for a long period of time, you can definitely bring that up to the pool attendant so they can at least start monitoring it. Look for less popular areas. Now, I have to say, I don't even think that the best location for a lounge chair is right next to the pool, because oftentimes that is going to be louder than you may want it to be. It's going to be more crowded. People are going to be splashing. There are actually some perhaps better locations that you might want to look for. So look for deck chairs that actually face out to the water. These are oftentimes on the top deck, and if you walk a little bit forward or a little bit back from those main pool areas, there's a good chance that you are actually going to find chairs. Now, if you prefer a more shaded area, walk around the cruise ship as well and look for some areas that do have a little bit more shade. And once again, oftentimes they are going to be located along the sides of the ship. Use your personal belongings strategically. Now, I'm not encouraging reserving chairs for an extended period of time, but if you do have chairs and you are going into the pool for a few minutes, for instance, you're definitely allowed to do this. But remember that you do need something on your chair beyond your towel, probably, to be able to secure your chair. So bring towel clips or towel bands, put a tote bag with some of your personal belongings, even some flip-flops. Make sure that they are there, because when people are looking around for chairs and they only see towels, they may assume that they're really not occupied. Which brings me to the next point. Use unattended chairs. Now, if you see chairs and all they have on them is towels, there are no personal belongings, no shoes, no books, no sunscreen, none of that, then you may want to just keep an eye a few minutes and consider removing those towels. And the reason I say this is not to steal chairs from anybody, but it is the fact that sometimes people do put towels on chairs and they may walk away, they may even forget about them. Sometimes I've actually heard of some people reserving chairs on two sides of the pool so that they get, for instance, the shady side on one time of the day and the sunny side at another time of the day, vice versa. And obviously that's not something that people should do. So if you see towels on chairs, the chairs are unoccupied, you might just want to remove them yourself. Now that might be considered controversial advice, so I do want to hear what you think. Please let me know, is that the right thing to do? Yes or no? Down in the comments below. Negotiate for shared use of chairs. Now this is one I never hear people talk about, but we've actually done it. So if you are looking for lounge chairs and you see people getting up, maybe they're going for lunch or something like that, ask them, can you use their chairs while they're in the pool, or can you use their chairs while they go for lunch? Now, in particular, if they're going for lunch, there's a good chance that they're going to be about an hour or so. So it might actually be really welcome that you stay on their chairs, and this way they are secured till they get back. Now, there is an additional benefit, by the way, because oftentimes people may come back to those chairs a little bit later on, and they may tell you that they're off to do another activity and you could just keep them. Check for unused chairs. If you see people sitting at chairs and maybe next to them there are another couple of chairs that have been empty for a little while, ask them if they know if anybody is sitting on them and using them. Sometimes what people do is they may reserve chairs for friends that they think are coming, but they end up not coming, or they might reserve chairs for their children and their children are in the pool all day, and they might be willing to remove the towels at that point. Consider staying on the cruise ship while you're in port. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can still negotiate a better use of the chairs on sea days, or you can try to get up early. There are a lot of tactics that you can use. But if you stay on the cruise ship on a port day, you are pretty much guaranteed to have your choice of chairs in different locations. So if this is really something important to you, this might be something to consider. Be polite but assertive. If you see somebody that is reserving a large amount of chairs, ask them if you can use a couple of the chairs, if they need all of them, and hopefully they will oblige. Sometimes people are on a group cruise and they may think, you know what, I'm just going to reserve 20 chairs here. And obviously this is not something fair. This is not something that people should do. So be assertive when you do ask. Now, if they really don't want to let any of the chairs go, this is not the time, in my opinion, to get into a fight with anybody on a cruise ship. This is a time that you should engage the help of the pool attendant. Now, speaking of pool attendants, something that you can do is ask a pool attendant if they can help you to bring over a chair. Now, there are times that there may be some areas that don't actually have all of the pool chairs laid out. Sometimes the pool chairs are actually stacked. So if you don't see any chairs that you could use, and there are some that are stacked nearby, then ask the pool attendant if they can get somebody to assist. And if you really can't find a chair next to the pool during the prime times, what you can do is simply take a towel, sit on the edge of the pool instead. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your time. And of course, once one opens up, you can snag it. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Please let me know your thoughts on chair hogs and how to beat them, and any of your own experiences down in the comments below. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now and happy cruising.